Let's start this off with a say hi to YouTube. I'm recording right now. And maybe some people will be on and say hi. We're coming out of the end of the war. It looks like we're about to lose. Honestly, we should win. We've got a bunch of unused attacks, and we've got a lot of high-level guys that could still attack. And you can see pretty much all their guys are taken out. I've actually had 4 people attack me this war, and still only been 2-starred. So I'm going to be making a video pretty soon showing how I set up my base, and just like in general, just a Town Hall 8 war base guide on how to set it up. There's Edge. But this video, I'm going to be talking about how to upgrade a Town Hall 8. So all you Town Hall 7 people, I know some of my friends are Town Hall 7, they're about to go up to 8. This video will be pretty useful for you. Or maybe if you still are Town Hall 8, and maybe this will help you shift your focus a little bit. So before we start, I kind of need to explain my mindset in this game now. Because with the introduction to Clan Wars, and they've been around for a long time now, so my view on Clash of Clans is like I only look at the game in terms of Clan Wars. So like I've said it before in one of my other videos, I'm probably not going to be doing a whole lot of like raiding guides on getting loot and that kind of stuff. Honestly, once you get Town Hall 8, you can just barge people at like 1,400 trophies, 1,300 trophies, and do just fine like that. There's Thief. So I'm probably not going to focus much around that. And like I really only look at the game in terms of Clan Wars now. So that's what this is going to focus on. So this is my Baby Maxac account. I really haven't been at Town Hall 8 very long on this account. And so I'll also say, starting this video out, I'm going to assume that all of you guys have maxed everything at Town Hall 7. If you haven't maxed everything at Town Hall 7 and you're going to Town Hall 8, I would go ahead and get everything up to what it should have been at Town Hall 7. So all the tips and everything that I'm going to give you, and all the upgrade, like the list that I'm going to give, is going off of assuming you have everything upgraded to the Town Hall 7 point. So, getting into this, I think I've made it into a couple different lists. I'll probably just go through all of the elixir upgrades that you should do, then all the gold upgrades, and then I'll go into dark elixir, which that'll be pretty short. So starting with elixir, the most important thing, the first thing you want to upgrade when you get to Town Hall 8, you want to upgrade your laboratory. And the reason that is because the second thing you want to upgrade is your dragons. You should already have your dragons at level 2 coming into Town Hall 8. So as soon as you get to Town Hall 8, you need to get your lab going, which that's, I don't know, it's like a 4-day upgrade maybe. What is this one, 5? Yeah, it's probably a 4-day upgrade. Because you really need to get those dragons, I think, yeah. You need to get those dragons up to level 3. That's probably going to be the main attacking army you use in wars. And the difference from level 2 dragons to level 3 is pretty significant. If you just look at their stats, it doesn't look that crazy, but you'll definitely notice in your attacks in the wars, having the level 3 dragons makes a big difference. So yeah, you need to get your lab upgraded. You need to get your drags to level 3. I know it's going to cost 3 million elixir to do that. It's pretty expensive. It's a long wait time, but honestly, you just got to do it if you're going to want to be winning wars. And I guess I'll take this into the little rabbit trail, I guess. In the last video I put out, I was talking about like the secret to always getting most heroic attack, which you can look in this war. Oh, yeah, just going in. You can look in this war. I've got it. And normally I get it. It's because if you look, I'm our lowest rated Town Hall 8 person. Below me is where the Town Hall 7 start. And I'm able to punch way above my weight. Like I took out the number 8 and the number 11 guy this war in their clan. And the reason I'm able to do that is because basically I've followed this guide that I made. I got my dragons to level 3 right away. I had my spells upgraded all the way from, if I can freaking click on it. I had my spells upgraded to level 4, so those were all maxed out from Town Hall 7. So I mean, I've got really strong spells. I've got my dragons all the way up. And so basically I'm attacking with, like if you were a max Town Hall 8, you would be using the same army basically. Your spells would be upgraded to level 5 instead of level 4. But that's really the only difference. So I can be like a super low Town Hall 8 and be attacking with like the strongest Town Hall 8 army, aside from hogs, which we'll get to that later. And so that allows me to punch way above my weight in wars, and you can pretty much always get most heroic attack. And the other thing is, in wars, they match you up with other clans just based on how strong your bases are. So if my base, if I'm still really new Town Hall 8, I'm going to be drawing in lower level people, but I'm going to be able to take out really high level people. So if you're playing this game for wars, this is definitely what you want to do. It'll help your clan out. It'll make you look really good. It's just a good idea to do this. So after you get your drags upgraded, this is something that you probably wouldn't expect, but I think you should upgrade your storages. You get that third storage at Town Hall 8, and used to, before Clan Wars, or even probably when Clan Wars first started, I think the mentality was you don't want to get your third gold storage. Jason, you only get 2 at Town Hall 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You don't want to get the third gold storage and elixir storage because it's just more that you have to defend, and it's hard to fit all that in your walls and still have your defenses well protected. But I think you should upgrade them because, I mean, if you look, those are some of your highest health buildings. And whenever I release my, yeah, look at that, 2,000 health on that. Compared to, like, if you look at a mortar or something like that, they've got 550 health, so it's 4 times as much. Okay. So having those super high health buildings really helps if you're setting your base up at Town Hall 8. And I'll talk about that more specifically whenever I do my Town Hall 8 war base guide. But I'll go ahead and go into it a tiny bit right here. If you look at my war base really quickly, you can see how I have this set up down on this bottom side. I've got all these storages protecting my air defenses. So when they try and attack with drags, their dragons are just going to be stuck on these super high health buildings while my air defenses just like destroy them. So I think getting those extra 2 storages really helps a lot because it lets you cover all your air defenses. And yeah, it just provides more protection for them. So I think that's a pretty big deal. So again, number 1, you should do lab. 2, you need to get your drags level 3. Then you want to get your storages going, which you should be able to do all those pretty quickly once you get to Town Hall 8. And then the next one is you need to get your Dark Elixir drill. I think you get a new one at Town Hall 8 now. And so getting that up and getting those to level 3 is really important. Because, I mean, really, in my opinion, the only 2 legitimate strategies that are almost always going to get 3 stars at Town Hall 8 in Clan Wars are dragons, which there's a couple of variations with that, but it's going to be dragons and hogs. And really, hogs don't become useful. You can start using them at level 3, but if they have level 3 bombs, which most people probably should if they're Town Hall 8, it can still be really risky because they won't one-shot your hogs, but they'll get them to where anything else that hits them will kill them immediately after. So if you don't have your heal covering them the entire time, or even if your heal is covering them, and a mortar shot hits the same time the giant bomb goes off, you could lose all your hogs. So you can start using them at 3, but level 4 is where they actually start getting really strong. And you also want to be upgrading your king. So getting that extra Dark Elixir drill and getting it up to level 3 is pretty important. Because you'll be able to start upgrading your king. You want to get him to level 5 pretty quick, and you definitely want to be getting your hogs up, just because that'll then open up another strategy in case they do have like a really good base against, in case they do have a really good base set up against drag attacks. You'll be able to start using hogs on them, and you'll see most people do not set up bases to defend against hogs at Town Hall 8, so you can really do some damage with that. So that's pretty important to do. And then the next one, if you're upgrading your Dark Elixir drill, I think going from Town Hall 7 to Town Hall 8, it can only hold 20,000 or 40,000. I can't remember. I think it was 20,000. So getting that upgraded to where it can hold 40,000 and then 80,000 is pretty important. If you're going to be upgrading your hogs, that is. Because I think the first one is 20,000 to get them to level 2, and then it's 30 and then 40. So you really need that upgraded. So I'd spend some elixir on that. And then after that, really you should just be spending your elixir on your spells. So if we look at our lab, you can see I haven't upgraded like anything except dragons, and I'm getting my hogs up to level 2 right now. And honestly, that's all I need, because like I said, I look at the game in terms of wars. I mean, I can raid with level 4 troops, whatever, that's fine. I'm going to be barching if I'm going to raid anyway, so that's not hard to do. So yeah, eventually you want to get your spells upgraded. Those are pretty expensive, and honestly, level 4 spells are good. Level 4 lightning can take out a level 6 air defense, which that or 3 of them, and that's the highest you can get at Town Hall 8. So lightning's good with level 4. Getting the rage and heal to level 4 is kind of nice, or level 5 is kind of nice, but it's not like you don't have to do it like right away. But I would do spells, and then I would start doing my other troops. And for the other troops, I'd probably do giants, because sometimes you want to use giants to draw out troops in a hog attack. And getting your wizards up is kind of nice, but I mean, really, the other troops, I don't use the other troops in wars hardly ever. But wizards and giants, once you start doing hog attacks, those can be kind of helpful. But yeah, that's pretty much what I would do with elixir. If you don't have all of your barracks to where they can make dragons, that's a pretty nice little thing to get those up. But other than that, I mean, really, you just want to get your dragons, you want to get your storages going, and you want to get your dark elixir production going up. And that's the main points there. So now we'll go over to gold. And this is something that I think most people have not thought of or won't agree with or something. So when you get to Town Hall 8, again, you're just thinking of the game in terms of war. Like I said, the only real attack strategies that work consistently at Town Hall 8 are dragons and hogs. So whenever you're setting up your base and upgrading your base, those are the 2 things you need to set up against. And dragons are going to be the primary attack that you go against at Town Hall 8. So I mean, you can look at my base. I've still got a level 4 mortar. My wizard towers aren't very high. My cannons are really low. Like all those things that most people would upgrade first, because that's your splash damage. You know, you got to get that stuff going to protect your base. Which, yeah, I mean, I guess that protects you against raids and stuff, but if you're around 1,200 to 1,400 trophies, most people aren't going to be able to get much on you anyways. So again, just looking at it in terms of war, the most important thing you need to upgrade as soon as you get up is get your air defense. You get your new air defense, so you definitely want to get that one up. Get all those new buildings that you get caught up. Definitely do that first, because having decently strong buildings of all the new ones is good. But once you get that stuff caught up, you want to go air defenses. Definitely go air defenses. The jump from level 5 to 6, you get plus 40 damage. That's a really significant amount of damage going against dragons. So if you get all those to level 6, that just makes your base so much harder to 3-star in wars with people using dragon attacks. And then, like I said, if you can defend against drags, the only other option they have really is hogs, and you can defend against hogs just by setting up... if you can defend against hogs, you can do that just by setting up a double bomb spot in your base. So you really don't have to even upgrade things to defend against hogs. The only other thing would be, which I'll show it in my my war base like defense guide that I'm doing. Some people try and do go wipe at Town Hall 8. Every once in a while you can get a 3-star with that, but hardly ever are you going to get 3 stars with go wipe at Town Hall 8. You really need the Archer Queen and the extra camp space and the spell. You need jump spells, really. It's just not a reliable 3-star tactic. So I mean, really, you get those air defense upgrades, and like you're good to go at Town Hall 8. And I'll have a lot of examples like that in my defense guide. So yeah, you want to get your air defenses up. The next one, you really want to get your clan castle upgraded really early on. You can see I got mine upgraded. If you're going to be doing any of the variations where you're bringing max balloons or max hogs in your clan castle, like I've shown on the channel, you really want to have that extra space, because that's just one more of those. And the difference between 4 balloons and 5 balloons, or 4 hogs and 5 hogs, is actually a really big difference in securing the 3-star. So you definitely want to get that up. Plus, that means your base is harder to kill in wars because you've got more defense troops also. Which that's not as big of a deal, but it's still nice. And so gold, I've listed the other storage on there also. You want to get the gold and elixir storages going up. And then after that, these 3 are kind of interchangeable. If you want to keep your base really low level to where you're like a really low Town Hall 8, I would just start dumping all of your gold into walls. because your wall upgrades aren't going to make your base like register that it's way stronger, like if you were doing defense upgrades. So it's not going to be drawing in higher level people that you're going against. So that's kind of a plus. I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. I was looking at how long the video was, and I'm already at 15 minutes. That's rough. Yeah, so if you want to upgrade your walls, that's going to make it to where your base isn't going to register in way higher. So you're still going to be drawing in lower level people. And so that's probably the route I'm going to take. But if you wanted to keep upgrading your base and keep upgrading defenses, you don't like the idea of just sitting there and doing walls forever, I would start doing Teslas or Archer Towers. Both of those help defend against drags, and they're both good point defense against hog attacks. And Teslas will be nice for the random people that do try and do a go wipe on you. Upgrading those Teslas is going to be a nice little thing. So those are the defenses I would go for if you do want to do defenses and you want to skip the wall part of it. And then I would save mortars, wizard towers, cannons, all that stuff for last. Just upgrade that once you get everything else done. And then you'll be ready to go up to Town Hall 9. The other thing is, if you do dump all of your gold into walls after you get your air defenses and clan castle done, or even if you wanted to get the Teslas and Archer Towers done and then wait on all the other more ground defense, all the ground defenses, whenever you upgrade your walls, that also makes it a lot harder for go wipe to work. Because just each one of those compartments, sorry, I got the Wi-Fi thing popping up. Each one of those compartments with the upgraded walls that they're going to have to break through just slows them down even more. And it just makes go wipe even harder to work out. So I guess just the last thing would be my Dark Elixir upgrades. I've already talked about it some. You really want to get your king to level 5. I would get him to 5 and then just start getting your hogs upgraded. Because like I said, once you get him to level 3, that opens up a new attack strategy, a really good one too. And then getting him to 4 obviously is really, really good. I would wait on getting your king up past 5 until you get your hogs to level 4. Once you get those to 4, I would just start dumping all my Dark Elixir to get my king up to level 10. Which isn't super important. I didn't do that on my main account. I kind of wish I had, though. But yeah, getting him to 10 is kind of a nice little benefit, I guess, or a little touch to your war attacks. But it's not super necessary. Let's see, did anybody else say hi? Doesn't look like it. Looks like DC got a 3-star, though, on their number 2. Oh, just a 2-star. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching. I know this video was pretty long. I hope there was some useful information in it, though. And let me know if you agree or don't agree. This is just from my experience what I've learned. And again, I'm just coming at it from... I only look at the game in terms of Clan Wars, really. I don't think of it in terms of like setting my base up to defending its raids and all that stuff. That's just how I play. But yeah, thank you for watching. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe, whatever.